Hey again. In this video, and I hope everything's going all right. It's a lot, it's getting everything going, but it'll be all right. So what we're on page 31 in the text, believing in yourself and developing self-acceptance. Okay. So there's a nice little story here, and it's about Roland. And one thing that caught me is he says, "Nothing's going to stop me." He's talking to a professor. So I want you to read all of this, and I want you to see if Roland reminds you of yourself. Nothing's going to stop me. If I were rewriting this, I would say the only thing that's going to stop Roland is Roland. And that might be too much. I might say, at this point in the story, the only thing that has stopped Roland has been Roland. So later on, we're going to see in just a moment what he arrived at. Okay. Okay. So self-esteem is very important to get us going, to motivate us. So here it is. Our core beliefs, true or false, real or imagined, form the inner compass that guides our choices. Are we worthy? Are we not worthy? Do we think we're smart enough? Do we not think we're smart enough? Okay, so at the heart of our core beliefs is the statement, I am. What am I? The big question in the 20th century existential question was, who am I? So I am, and how you complete that, how each of us complete that, and I mean honestly, is going to in fact be the energy for how we develop our lives. Okay? All right. The good news in all of this is that you can learn self-esteem, you can modify, you can raise your self-esteem, and a lot of the book is going to do that. And I'll tell you what I told my children: success breeds success, failure breeds failure. And I'm not trying to sound like, those mystery men, but it is true that the more you're successful, boy, you understand that it's a good thing. And I'm not sure who these folks are, but self-esteem is more than merely recognize one's positive qualities. It's not saying, "Oh God, I'm great." That's called hubris and you know self-absorbed. But it's an acceptance of, here's who I am. And when it says non-judgment, it doesn't mean you can't change. It means this is how I am, who I am, what I am, and here's what I'm going to need to do to kind of move on. Okay. Successful people, and I've seen this in any number of iterations, successful people accept the things they cannot change, and you have to be careful about being honest about that, have the courage to change the things they can and should change, and possess the wisdom to know the difference. And that's the crux. Being smart enough to say, ooh, all right. So in fact, we're going to go back to Roland, and this is what I mentioned just a moment ago. Here's what Roland said years later to that same professor about writing. I'd still be avoiding writing if I hadn't accepted two things about myself. I was a little bit lazy, and I was a whole lot scared. Once I admitted those things about myself, I started changing. And so you can't just say, "Oh yeah, I'm lazy," and move on. Or you can't say, and I don't want to sound preachy, but, "Oh, I'm lazy, that's just the way it is." No, that's kind of a cop-out. This is what I mean about being honest. I don't mean you're going to steal money or not steal money, or uh, steal a hamburger or not steal a hamburger. I mean, really, can you do something? Are you responsible something? That's what I mean about personal integrity. Okay? And I think I was going to ask you what do you need to accept about yourself? So ask yourself that question. Okay? Ask yourself that question. Okay, so you're in on the journal entry. And now, wise choices is in the college custom. And I specifically left a note in my book to go over these. Do not go over these too quickly. These are almost points of being successful in everything. It's almost like the law. Ignorance is no excuse or defense of not of doing something wrong. So know know the college catalog. If you have a question, see your advisor. Understand, and don't say, oh, I was put in this class wrong. You be responsible for developing your schedule. Okay, I don't know everything. So you be responsible for that, and it'll work very well. Complete those gen ed requirements now. Get them out of the way. Um, I don't know if you've ever heard of opportunity cost. Opportunity cost is what, for example, if you can do your degree by taking 15 hours a term and be done in 4 terms, and you're ready to start making all that money, um, the opportunity cost would be if you take 3 years and you're paying out and taking out loans, you would, and so you're not earning whatever you would have been earning. That's an opportunity cost. You're missing what you could be earning already. So do that. Be very careful about that. Choose your major wisely. Do what you love, and success will follow. I really believe that. Realistic courses. uh, Always attend all classes on time. Sit up front, study the syllabus, get your required books, do all of these things, all right? Oh, don't tell your instructor, oh, I've got a cruise next week. Don't do that. Um, you know, be involved, take ownership. All of these things are amazing, amazing. By the way, this GPA is really important because if you're going to go on for another program, you might need a higher GPA. So please make sure you know that. By the way, you need to know for this course how to compute your grade point average. Can't quite remember where I read that, but do know how to compute your grade point average. Oh, by the way, don't just stop going to class. If you need to withdraw, do it officially. All right? Do talk to us, the professor, before you withdraw. We might be able to get you through. By the way, this is what I tell people up front. Figure out a filing system now before you need it for papers, for forms, set up a filing system. It's excellent. All right? Um, Oh, please read this. This is about, I mentioned earlier in the course about relationship. Um, if you're listening to headphones when you're talking to someone, boy, that's really rude. Okay, so, you know, be a positive part of the relationship that you're in. Okay? Alrighty. I hope everything's going well, and I'll see you around campus soon. Okay, bye-bye.